So first I'm going to start with some light lines to figure out where my overlapping is going to take place. And here's my horizon line up here. So I'm going to draw 3 circles that are overlapping, but I cannot leave them transparent. If they're transparent, that doesn't work. So then I'm going to come in, I'm going to draw my skulls. And where one is in front of the other, I'm going to erase out a little bit behind it. So this line right here, I'm going to erase that out and put my skull right there. So here's my first skull. My second skull is going to come over here. I'm going to make my second skull right here. And then I'm going to put a third skull behind those. So my second skull right here. And then I'm going to have one behind. Now, the one behind, I'm not going to make it, you're not going to be able to see lines going through the ones in front because then that won't tell you which one is in front. This one, what I have to really look at is I have to make sure that this skull behind here, that the bottom of that skull is not lower than the bottom of the ones in front of it. You don't look at the top of the objects, you look at the bottom of the objects. So go ahead and create your overlapping skulls. If you'd like to, if you have time, you can shade those in. That value contrast will create more depth and make it more interesting. If you want to do something, if you've got time, first of all do the diagram correctly. And then if you've got time, if you want to give your skulls horns or something, that's fine too. But on the test, what is important is that you create space, actually all your drawings, that you make sure that your drawings are clear. If you're a really great artist, but you don't create clear concepts on the test, then I can't give you credit for that. So more important than a great drawing on the test is a clear concept. Okay? So that is overlapping with skulls. The one that's in front has to be lowest, the next one's higher up, and the next one is higher up still. You have to look at the base of your skulls. Next one is diminishing sizes. Diminishing sizes means that each one gets smaller and smaller. So what I want you to do now is I want you to look across the room at the person furthest away from you. Now, what you need to notice, on your way home tonight, mouths off, on your way home tonight, I want you to notice that when things are further away, they appear smaller. You know that they are not smaller. Logically, you know that. So when things are further away, they appear to be smaller. But if I made a really big skull and a really small skull right next to each other, that would not create the illusion of space. To create the illusion of space, you have to make the smaller one higher up. So, diminishing sizes, draw your horizon line across diminishing sizes, and we're going to draw at least 2 skulls for this one. One is going to be lower in the composition, and one is going to be higher. The one that is lowest in the composition has to be the biggest one. So I'm going to draw a really big skull down here. And then I'm going to draw a really small skull back here. So the one that is closer appears to be bigger. That is called diminishing sizes. And the bottom of the page, it says diminishing sizes must be used with vertical placement. If I put this skull down here next to this one, if I make another skull right here, then it just looks like a teeny little skull. It looks like Head Shrinker shrunk that one. It doesn't look like, this one looks far away. This one looks closer, that one just looks small. Go ahead and draw your diagram. Okay, so when they get smaller, this is a squish the head one. When they get smaller, they're further away, they're higher in the composition. When they're closer to you, they're going to be lower in the composition. The next one is vertical placement. Now on this one, we're not going to use diminishing sizes at all because the vertical placement can work all by itself.